Hello you guys, it's Kulatius and Latius, and for this video, I'm going to read you one more date. So with that being said, I'm going to be reading you the encounter date. Let's take a look at it. This was a free card for everybody, so that means I have phone calls for this too. I met Victor at a business event and tried to get Victor to approve my proposal with the pool game, but unexpectedly and unintentionally embarrassed him in front of a crowd instead. Oops. It was already 11. I had been working on the surprise gift for Victor since after dinner, and 4 hours had passed before I knew it. Holy cow. I massaged the back of my stiff neck and stretched. The last surprise gift for him must be to his satisfaction. My phone started to vibrate as I was about to make myself a cup of strong tea, and it was Victor. I intentionally kept quiet after picking it up, and he actually kept silent as well. I could hear his breathing over the phone, looking over at the surprise gift on the table that I had been working on, and smiled. After a while, I heard a snort.
A doggy apron? What are you thinking?
A doggy apron?
What's with these bizarre daily gifts?
We love you, bro, even if it's a doggy apron. Isn't the apron practical for you? Victor didn't seem to want to discuss this with me any further. He sighed slightly, and I could even imagine the speechless look on his face. It's all because of him that I could successfully interview Mr. Schenk. What? And I dropped off a gift at the reception of Aero FG to thank him. Every day after that. Basically, he just made slight comments and only said thanks when they were gifts he really liked. As for the doggy apron today, Victor changed the subject before I could ask more about it.
If you had spent more time on work, you wouldn't have to stay up late every night.
Shh, Victor!
There will always be more work to do. It's time to get some rest.
We don't need rest. Huh? How did he know that I was still at work? Can you hear us in the background, like work? I walked to the window and looked out of it. Oh. A black car was parked under a streetlight. I knew it was Victor, though I couldn't see the model and license plate clearly. Why are you here?
Just passing by.
As expected.
Come on down. I'm driving you home.
Okay. Oh, we get to pick. Awesome. I'm packing up and coming down now.
I don't know of any big projects you're working on lately. Why the late hours?
It's for you, sweetheart. My heart skipped a beat, and I quickly found an excuse. Perhaps it's because I've been in a lousy state lately. I find it hard to focus on the work. I thought Victor would sneer at this, but he softened his tone and affirmed me instead.
You did well on the interview with Mr. Schenk.
Nice.
Be more patient and try not to put too much pressure on yourself. It takes time to become accomplished.
Yeah, I bet it does. Oh, for sure. What am I even speaking about? I looked at the gift on the table before turning the lights off. Although he couldn't see my expression, I couldn't help smiling and nodding. Okay. Aw, that's so sweet. The next day, Mr. Schenk, the real estate tycoon, sent me an invitation, saying that my previous interview with him considerably improved the reputation of his company. Let's see. He would like to thank me and also introduce me to his business partners, so he had arranged a dinner at his club this weekend. I had intended to expand my contacts through his resources for more business interviews, so I accepted outright. Nice. That's really cool that she did. Nice. Same club, same 3rd floor. There were only 2 lobbies on the 3rd floor. Coming from the corridor was the banquet area. Banquet? Then a few more steps away, the bar counter. Mr. Schenk was standing by the bar counter, jovially chatting with a figure I was very familiar with. I clutched the gift in my bag. I clutched the gift bag in my hand as my footsteps faltered. Here you are, producer Angela. Oh, I nodded and smiled after greeting Mr. Schenk. I looked up towards Victor, who was slightly astonished. He seemed to have not expected me to be there. He looked at me up and down doubtfully without speaking. Mr. Schenk, you mentioned your fondness for spring tea in the interview, so I asked my friend to pick me some in the hills last week. I shot a glance at Victor as Mr. Schenk accepted my gift. With one hand in his pocket and a wine glass in the other, he lowered his gaze and met mine again. This time, he wore an obtrusive smile. I reckon producer Angela will be having much fun with old boys like us. Luckily, Mr. Victor's also here today. Victor's not an old boy. Is that why he said luckily? I read that completely wrong. Presumably feeling the vibration, Mr. Shank took out his phone and checked. Oops, something urgent called for me. Mr. Victor's familiar with the place. Why don't you young people have a chat? Mr. Victor, please entertain my guest for me. Sorry, I gotta leave, bro. I could sense from Mr. Shank's tone that he had some subtle intention about my relationship with Victor. He had already left for the entrance before I could say anything, leaving the two of us standing there awkwardly. I stepped over to Victor, gesturing hello with a slight wave, perhaps because he couldn't stand how clumsy I was. Escaped my lips.
Dummy.
Baka. I sat down silently on the high stool next to him and picked up the menu, yet he suddenly pulled it out of my hand. Oh, Mr. Shank asked you to entertain me.
There's nothing you can drink here.
With that, he gestured at the bartender.
Just water, please.
I was going to say water, please, yeah. The bartender poured me a glass of water without a word. Noticing my longing gaze at his tequila sunrise, he put a little red umbrella in my glass. For the sake of the little umbrella, I held my glass up. Let's cheer. Anyway, you and Mr. Shank...
We're old family friends, but not too close.
Oh, I see. Interesting. I let out a soft, oh, and then turned to look around. Victor put down his glass on the bar counter and, seemingly in a good mood, started to tease
You seem
me.
to be much better at socializing now.
Ooh, nice. Ooh, that's basically a compliment in his dictionary. I couldn't have my smile. Oh my God, he complimented me and leaned in a little closer to him. Oh my God, he complimented me. Don't worry, you'll be receiving what I gave Mr. Shank too. Finding no change in his expression, I continued in a low voice. The quality of your tea will be even better than his. Aw. Maintaining the same poker face, I could only catch a flicker of resignation in his eyes. His eyes swept over the chatting crowd in the hall. Before he walked towards the inner lobby, he stopped after 2 steps, turned around and looked at me, who was still on the stool.
Why are you in a daze again?
Because I'm looking at you. I came back around, came down from the high stool, and hurried along after him. Ooh. The inner lobby was a recreation area, but it was empty at the moment. Even though it was just Victor and me, I still felt tied down by business events like these. I was still not as good as Victor at socializing after all, so I still stood there dazingly when he grabbed a cue skill for
Are you
me.
just gonna stand there all night long?
I don't know, man. I shook my head, but there doesn't seem to be any seats around me for me to sit and use my phone. As I was hesitating, Victor walked towards me and put the cue in my hand.
Let's play. You play pool, don't you?
We do? I almost agreed to play to kill time when I remembered my pending proposal with him. Let's make it a match. You have to approve my proposal if I win. Sound good? Deal. I had been working on it for 2 months, but he had been putting it on the pending list for being too adventurous.
Are you challenging me?
Yes. Yes, we are challenging you, honey. I nodded hard. Don't underestimate me. I was the runner-up on my school. Would I get the feeling we're about to embarrass ourselves even further? I was ready for his mocking, yet he just stayed silent non-comically. He leaned back on the pool table, seemingly tempted.
So daring now, huh?
Yes. He chalked his cue leisurely. Man, the way he's just holding the cue, sitting like that on the table, like, can I just have you instead of the table, bro? This sexy suit. He chalked his cue leisurely. Noticing my silence, he glanced up at me again, as if really wanting to answer to that question. Actually, this happened from time to time. After all, no one will want their proposal denied after working hard on it. So I would fight for any proposal, as long as it's not completely negated by Victor. Speaking of which, this seemed to be the first time Victor commented on my fighting. For myself,
All right.
congrats.
One match.
All right, we are so screwed, aren't we? He made his decision eventually without waiting for my answer. I heard a hint of pleasure leaking from that little voice. I steadied myself and hit the ball at the most comfortable angle. All the color balls clattered together, and one of them rolled onto the pocket of the bottom right. What? Uh-oh, what happened? Oh, we did? Yatta, we did it. Victor looked at the pocketed ball, his eyebrows raised. He seemed surprised. Oh my
No
god.
wonder you dared to challenge me today.
Yes, we are daring. You just have a stereotyped image of me too much, sweetheart. I am not a real baka, okay?
Dummies are always lucky.
Dummies. Provoked, I was determined to fight back against his taunts. Watch carefully. It's skill, not luck. It is 100% skill. Watch it beat zero. It is seemingly interested. Victor leaned against the pool table with his arms crossed, waiting to see more of my performance. So I continued. The cue ball was shot out of the corner, then got itself pocketed after hitting a bunch of colored balls. Almost at the same moment, I clearly heard Victor snorting.
Yep, it is indeed skill.
Don't get cocky. It's 1-0, and I'm ahead. Uh-oh. Oh my god, we're so screwed. Victor walked up, took the cue ball from his pocket, and placed it in a position on the table, leaning down slowly. He wasn't hurried at all. He adjusted his angles for several times, then looked up at me.
No crying if you lose.
Oh, no. I'm not a kid, okay? Cluck. The two object balls rolled onwards, one onto his side pocket, the other to a corner pocket. Oh boy, we're screwed. At the same time, he stood with another position and hit the cue ball without any hesitation. The sound of the balls colliding echoed in the room. He probably plays a lot of pool, right? I leaned against the wall, nervously admiring his non-stop pocketing. His calmness and skills completely eliminated the suspense of the game. Oh no. He stopped and looked at his watch, then straightened up and raised his eyebrows at me.
Shall we continue?
Yes. Of course. There was no confidence in my tone at all, but I'm not a person who gave
Let's
up
not
easily.
waste
That's
time.
right.
A change of rules.
Ooh.
The person who pockets the 8-ball wins.
Uh-oh. Victor stepped aside to make room for me and slowly put down his cue. Sure. Ooh, are we nervous? I walked over hesitantly, bending over, trying to look for the best angle. But the more I thought about having to win, the more nervous I was.
Want to tap out?
No. No way, Victor. I spoke from my heart after a pause. I just can't outmatch you. Suddenly, I was surrounded by a familiar breath. Victor bended down, pressing on my back, his hands holding my cue. Ooh. The cue controlled by him hit the cue ball, and the black 8-ball, fell into the side pocket after a crisp collision.
Congratulations. Your proposal has been approved.
You did this for us. Thank you, I guess. Victor's low voice rang about my ears with a glimmer of amusement. Not knowing whether or not I should rejoice, I muttered, "This isn't winning,
No
though."
one said you won. I
Hey.
approved your proposal last night, but you never check your email after work.
Oops. Victor's breath, with warmth and moisture, fell on my neck, tickling it. I was restrained by his embrace. I could only lay my eyes on the fluff of the tablecloth. Ooh. Oh my gosh.
However, your idea this time is indeed risky. If you fail,
Ooh. I will not fail. Have confidence in me. I cut in before he could finish. If I fail this time, I'll double my KPI this year. What? I don't even know what that means. I declared myself categorically, but Victor suddenly lowered his head and leaned in closer to me. The sudden closeness magnified every detail of us infinitely. I could smell his scent and hear his even
we will
breath.
see.
Okay. Through his thin shirt, I could feel his warmth covering my trembling back. I tried to turn my head in a panic, only to press my cheek against his chin. Just at that moment, the door that was left ajar was pushed open. Mr. Shank, chatting with his entourage, walked in and paused at the sight of Victor and me. Alarmed by how intimate our position was, I hurriedly disengaged and stood to the side silently. Victor, on the other hand, straightened up calmly and looked straight at the crowd. Mr. Shank smiled knowingly at me, even with a hint of tenderness in his eyes. Mr. Victor, I was about to introduce you to my two friends who just returned from Wall Street. As Victor took his business card case out of his pocket, a small bobby pin slipped out and fell onto the ground. A small bow tie with 2 colored diamonds embedded to it was glued to the red bobby pin. Whoa. The bobby pin attracted the attention of everyone. Oh, in an instant, one thing flashed through my head. I'm so screwed, dead. Victor picked the bobby pin up with a poker face, then looked at me as if he already knew it.
When did you put this in my pocket?
Uh-oh. My face started to burn under the playful gaze of the crowd. I didn't remember when exactly. It's when you were not looking, though. Confused, Victor frowned.
Another one of your gifts?
Maybe. Yes. Then I added in desperation. It can be used to pin your bangs when you're working. I think it's pretty practical. Though I was sure that only Victor could hear me, I was still nervous at the bantering smiles of the crowd. I might have just ruined Victor's public persona. It's my cold and icy CEO. Oh.
What nonsensical things do you think about every day?
With that said, he put the bobby pin back into his pocket. But Victor was widely respected after all. The gossipy atmosphere ended the moment he took out his business card, without a need of any explanation. Victor's block business card shuts everybody up, right? Until the end of the dinner, I behaved myself and kept smiling, not daring to mention the bobby pin to Victor again. Aww. Oh, I prepared myself mentally for quite a bit on the way back. I was going to say, where did the embarrassment come from? I see. To Victor. But Victor started talking before I could.
I've accepted all your thanks. Now can you stop with the gifts?
I nodded my head resentfully, but haven't given up on the apology. Sorry of what happened tonight.
About what?
Oh, that I embarrassed you in front of everyone.
No one thought that.
Aw. Victor tidied the cuffs. The cuffs of his suit, completely undisturbed, as if he wasn't troubled by what had just happened at all. Aw, so cute. I went to Edu FG for the presentation a few days later. When I placed a beautifully wrapped gift box with a bow before Victor, he frowned just as I suspected. Open it and see what's inside? Victor seemingly wanted to sneer at me, but decided to let me off the hook after a moment of silence. He then unwrapped the bow on the box. After all the fuss, in the gift box was a 32-page operating report. The monthly financial reports, business indicator data, word-of-mouth surveys of the larger programs, market share, etc. of the company since the first day of Edo FG's investment. Damn, she's working at it good. All the data are presented right here. Yes, I've promised to stop giving you stuff, but I started working on this one since long ago. All the data indicates that our company has been operating well over the past year. Congrats. We not only covered our losses, our profit margin is 50% higher than expected as well.
So
it proves that you were right on me and made another successful investment. Oh, I see what she's saying. Let's see. I thought we would just take a hasty glance at the data, but after listening to me, he began to attentively look over the report. Every sound of him turning the pages made my heart skip a beat. I was inexplicably nervous, worried that he would pick out all sorts of mistakes in the report and reprimand me, as he always did. I couldn't tell how long it had passed before he finished reading the report.
well done.
Ooh, huh? What? Oh my god. Yes,
What expression is that?
The what the hell expression, bro. You just thanked me, bro. Okay. Happiness, few of my previous gifts received your compliment. As Victor opened the drawer and put the report in, he took out several items and placed them on the table. A saloon card, a red bobby pin, a bottle of essential oil that helps with sleep.
You want me to compliment these?
I sighed sheepishly. So, off I go then? Yeah. His phone rang just as he was about to say something, so I stood up and gestured him goodbye
Wait.
silently. Oh, wait. He halted me as I was leaving.
I'll pick you up at 6 p.m.
Okay. I turned around and saw him covering the phone that hadn't been hung up. I suddenly remembered something as I nodded. The doggy apron, you've been using it already, right? Victor glanced at me. He continued his phone call after a brief silence. Fine. Another record of Victor not meaning what he said. Record O. It's been over 2 weeks since I've been sending daily gifts to Victor, just as I was preparing the last surprise for him, I got a call from him. Mr. Shanks said that my interview was a success and that he'd like to invite me to a dinner at the club this weekend. I accepted the invitation without hesitation, only to find Victor there as well. Oh, yes. When we were alone, Victor suggested a pool game, remembering my pending proposal with him. I asked him to prove I won the match. A bobby pin dropped out of Victor's pocket as we exchanged the gifts. As he wanted to exchange his business card with others, it was a gift hidden there by me as a surprise. Aw, this is a cute date. I thought it was adorable. Let's see. I don't know if I read his phone calls, but let's find out. That was so cute. Surprising gifts and pool game. I don't know. If I did, there's no reason to read it again. I guess I did. I guess I could read it just to keep it all in this video here. If I could find it. Surprising gifts and pool game, huh? If I could find it, that is. I did. So pool game, surprising gift. Where's surprising gift? Where is it? Greatest. I really cannot find the first phone call. I wish we could just tap on it in the dirt. No? I'm pretty sure it had a phone call, right? Oh, dream date. Okay. I know, bear with me. Where are you? Oh, so I did read them both.
Are you awake?
Yeah, I'm
Sleeping
awake.
till this hour on the weekend. That's very you indeed.
Yep.
What were you up to last night?
I don't know. Working overtime for the proposal and dreamed of you the whole
Sounds
night.
like a nightmare.
No, you think too lowly of yourself. It was a sweet dream.
Then tell me, what was this sweet dream?
Okay. I dreamed of you taking me for a ride in the sports car, us dining at that restaurant, and you gently wiping my
And my
mouth.
phone call dragged you back to harsh reality?
How harsh the reality is depends on what his phone call is
I
for.
was just calling a dummy about going out for lunch. And check your email.
Oh, jeez. Have you already finished revising the document I sent you before dawn? And I think I saw a commendation. It's so rare that the real you doesn't differ much from the you in my
Sounds
dreams.
like you dream about me a lot.
Yes, why indeed. No, I don't. Just occasionally. Speaking of which, Victor, have you ever dreamed of me?
I don't remember.
Oh, God damn it. That's a yes. What were those dreams
I
like?
dreamed that you cried and begged me to postpone the proposal deadline. That you were late for a business trip flight and chased down the plane. And that you gave me a cold.
Okay. Looks like you dream of me a lot
Just
too.
occasionally.
Just occasionally. And how do you feel when you
How
woke
did I
up?
feel? Like I was having heart palpitations.
That's such an extreme impression of me. Can't you see more of the good in me,
Why?
God
You
damn
want me
it?
to dream about your good side?
Yes. At least let me be less embarrassed in your
That'll depend on
dreams.
your future performance. If you're as
Okay.
efficient as you were last night, I'll consider improving you in my dreams.
How the hell do you do that?
I've tried your tea. It tastes
Oh,
good.
oh. It's of course the best since I picked them myself. Well, the one and only
Then you
me.
can tell Mr. Schenk that. All right,
Oh,
enough. You're even better at socializing now.
good. That's because I've learned a few things from being by CEO Victor's side for
Save your
so
flattery
long.
for someone else.
Oh, no, no, no,
Have you
no, it's
read
for
the
you.
email?
Have we? Of course, I read all the annotations you made on my proposal. Don't worry. I guarantee that I'm going to make you
Bragging
big
as always.
bucks. Hell yeah, we're going to brag. I only say that because I'm certain
You were
about it.
also certain when you challenged me in pool.
Yes, my skill just got a little bit rusty from dedicating too much time in work. Give me time to practice to get my mojo back. You'll definitely be
Who taught you to play
impressed.
pool?
Actually, yeah. No one. There was a pool room just next to the cafeteria at my school. We used to play now and then
You
after our
sound so
meals.
confident. Then challenge me to another
Yes.
game when you've had enough practice. I want
Yes.
to be impressed by you for once.
For once. Then I'll challenge you the next time I have a proposal that I need to pass
That
to you.
long? And you said you were the runner-up at your school?
This weekend, I'll get my revenge. This weekend.
Well, that might be possible.
And about the
What
wager.
sinister ideas are you brewing this time?
A doggy apron. Ooh.
You
Uh-oh.
are not gonna win. Ever.
You're not gonna win ever. He's gonna fucking no doggy apron. So yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this video. I had a lot of fun reading. I didn't expect to go on a reading spree like this, but it happened. So yeah, hopefully I'll be able to read tomorrow. If not, hopefully in a couple more days. So I will see you next time. I hope you had fun watching these videos. Bye.